Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we're used to because today's video is entirely unscripted. That's right. We're going to be trying my confidence in an unscripted ASMR video, and we're going to approach a topic that I've been thinking about for over a year now. So basically, my day job is with mental health, of course. That's all the information you're going to get right now. But I went to a training last August, and it was about how to tell mostly children, but also families, so adults too, how to challenge their traumas and how to challenge their automatic negative thoughts. Basically, automatic negative thoughts are those thoughts that come into your head, kind of like a shoulder devil, and they tell you things that may not necessarily be true. So an example is right now I'm learning how to draw and do digital art. And I've been doing it for a little over 2 months. I think I've made some substantial progress, but it's not incredible. I'm not, there's other people that probably do way better than me with this much, and I'm not trying to learn it as a career. So naturally, it's not going to be where it could be or where I may have wanted it to be. So the problem is, sometimes I'll be drawing and I'll look at it and my automatic negative thought comes in. And it just says, this is bad. You are doing bad. Now, is that true? I'll leave that for you guys to decide. Think about it. Have you been in a position when that happened? Now, if you gave in to that thought, what happened then? Right. So what I think usually happens is if those thoughts go unchecked, then they can take over your entire mindset. And today I want to talk about how to catch them and challenge them before it even gets close to that point. So if you haven't already guessed, automatic negative thought, ANT for short, they kind of come in and crawl in, kind of like a real ant. And when most people think about ants, the first thing they say is step on them when you see it, so the others don't come in. And honestly, that's what I was taught in this training too. But between you guys and me, I think that's actually wrong. Because when you stamp out the ants, you basically said they were threatening. They threatened me. So I got rid of them by stamping on them. And the thing is, once you do that to your thoughts, you are invalidating them. Each and every one of you has thoughts, good or bad, and they are all valid. Because you had them. You thought of them for one reason or another. There's probably some truth to these thoughts, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. However, you also have to be able to ask yourself, is this thought helpful to me? And if it's an automatic negative thought, I'm willing to bet you whatever you want that it is not helpful to you. So let me give you another analogy there. If automatic negative thoughts are like ants, but we feel like being nice. We want to be nice to all creatures, all living creatures in this world. If automatic negative thoughts are ants, instead of stepping on them, what if we caught them? Like we put a cup over it. What then? Are they going to go anywhere? No, they aren't. Those automatic negative thoughts, those ants, are not going anywhere once you catch them, because you've stopped them dead in their tracks before they can, take over and infest the rest of the house of your mind. And because you've done that, now you know what to do with them. So if you were in your home and you caught an ant, what would you do with it then? You kill it then? No, that's the same thing as stepping on it. So what you do is you pick it up and you release it. You say, okay, ant is here. I acknowledge it. Now let's let it go. Is that ant really going to help you? Unless you're an astronaut, like trying to solve some complex puzzle that require ants. Probably not. And that's okay. So what you do then is you release the ant and let it go away. So you've caught the automatic negative thought, you've accepted that it's there, and you let it go. I'm going to give you guys another analogy, and this is one that I think is also very important. Have you ever been in a Chinese finger trap? If you don't know, it's basically this little apparatus you put on both hands on your index finger, and when you pull apart, the more you pull apart, the more stuck you get. That's the same thing as fighting these automatic negative thoughts. The more you fight them, the more stuck in them you get, because you acknowledge them as a threat. And they might be. Now think of it this way. When you try to fight at something or pull away, doesn't that run the risk of you getting hurt too? If you were to fight a bear, like you could win, but that bear is going to hurt you. Same thing with a finger trap. The more you pull away, you're pulling away, but your fingers are getting more and more stuck. You might rip it off, but at the end of the day, the best thing to do is just relax, acknowledge that you're stuck for a little bit, and let go. So if you guys haven't noticed, the theme across both of these is acceptance and letting go. Or should I say, acknowledging, accepting, and letting go. And that's the main thing I wanted to talk about. Now, this is easier said than done, of course. And it's not going to be easy the first time you do it. It's just not. So what I'm going to recommend everybody do is think about one bad thought you had in the last day. What did you do with it? Now, what would you do if you could just let that thought go? What would you do? How would your day have been different? Think about it. Doesn't matter how long it's going to take you. Now, if you can do that at least once a day, doesn't take more than 30 seconds, to just acknowledge, catch that automatic negative thought, challenge it, validate it, and let it go. What would that do for you in a week, a month, a year? Think about that. Lastly, the other part of this that's really important is the acceptance that things are going to hurt. And I think this is challenging for a lot of people because they say, when does it end? When does my pain end? When do I stop hurting? And the truth is, pain is just as much constant as it is fleeting. Just like happiness. And once you see those are two different sides of the same coin, it becomes a lot easier to manage. So let me give you an example. You can be happy, but if you cling to that happiness, you're going to be really sad. Twice, if not many more times more than when that happy thing ends. Same thing with pain. If you hold on to that pain, you're still going to feel that pain even after it subsides. You may not even notice it subsided. And this is why it's so important to practice mindful moderation. Because too much of a good thing or a bad thing, too much of anything, eventually ends poorly. But everything in moderation, you'll find that things actually go quite well. So that's my promise to you guys. If you accept things that you may not be able to change now or in the future, things that are painful, you can acknowledge them, validate that you feel that way, and let it go. And you have people in your life that can help you all the way through. Perhaps you haven't met them yet, but I guarantee you are not alone. There are many people that feel the same way as you do. I've been there. Everyone you know has been there. Even the happiest people on this earth have been there. And that's okay. And because of this, my other promise to you is that if you take care of yourself and you be kind to yourself and you show yourself self-compassion, things will be okay. I promise you things will be okay. That's it. Please take care of yourself out there. Stay safe and know that you are loved.